We're back. We're back continuing our marathon recording. We're ripping through. I'm proud of us.
We're going. We're
kicking
going.
ass.
Do.
For reference, this is the final of 4 recordings that we're doing today before I leave for Iceland. So
Because we love you guys.
Because we love you guys and, we don't want you to be without us, obviously. Because who would survive? So...
Who would survive without oddities?
Obviously. So this intro will be short, guarantee it.
Yeah, but I think I was supposed to tell you this before we started recording. I think there's something you forgot to tell the Oddity fam.
Oh my god, what did I forget to tell?
I'm going to try to be as vague as possible here and hope that it triggers your brain.
Okay.
It is something you did that I have already done that you got a license in.
I got a license in it?
Yes, you signed up.
Oh, I'm ordained,
online.
Bitches. Yes. Minister Cassie at your service. So, yeah, I guess I'm not a minister. I don't know what you'd call me. Just Cassie works.
They call us minister because I just got my 6-year congratulations. 6 years.
Yeah, I was like, 6 years, what?
Yeah, congratulations, Minister Kelly.
Yes, I did this on the off chance that somebody I know who's getting married wanted to do like a little something separate and, could just help facilitate that.
I already have 2 friends that want me to marry them. 3 friends that want me to marry them.
Good on you, Odd Fam. If we're open for business, we could do like a co ceremony.
We could.
So,
And also you get us at your wedding.
Also, we're at your wedding. I mean, if you don't want us at the reception, fine. But also, why would you not? Because we're like a good time. Yeah. But
we're freaking hoot.
We are a hoot. If we do say so ourselves. So, yeah, we're ordained, bitches. So, if anybody's getting married and you want us, let us know. We'll talk.
Shabuya.
Shabuya. Thank you for remembering. I totally forgot that I even did that.
I really don't know if it has been... I do not recall. And considering I do edit the episodes, I don't think
I shared it. Yeah, I don't think I shared that.
Because I think you got ordained and then I think you got COVID.
It was just a package deal.
Yeah.
Here's your ordination and also here's COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're ordained.
There, you had something to share for the
Thank you.
intro. Oh my God, we did not do our intro.
Oh my God, welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
Welcome back to Strangetown. You know the drill, everything's in the description. Bye.
Look, again, we've been doing, this is our 4th fucking episode.
We've been at this for several hours now. Yeah.
We thought we were doing so good.
Damn. And you're remembering everything. I forgot that I got ordained. I forgot about the intro. You're on fire right now. And it's earlier where you are, so.
I'm proud of me.
I'm proud of you too.
I'm usually brain fogged the hell out, There
you go, girl. You're carrying the team.
I was so focused on like, oh, I know something Cassie hasn't said, So I was like so proud of me for remembering that I completely effed up our intro. And I'm sorry about that, listeners.
You literally have nothing to apologize for. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, you'll notice, unless there's anything else you'd like to share. I'm not blanking, or I'm blanking, and I don't think there's anything that you haven't shared that you would want to share.
I don't think I have anything.
I think you're good. Okay. So our intro is literally 10 minutes less than it usually is. And I'm sorry, because I know a lot of you actually really enjoy, despite the people who,
don't enjoy our intolerable
prattling cows. Yeah. Which it wasn't even directed at you, but I'm just looping you into this.
Yeah, I know, but like I love that comment so much.
Me too.
You have no idea.
It was such a great insult. And so now you're on this sinking ship, but anyway, this is a short and sweet one. So sorry to the people who enjoy the long intros, but just remember we recorded 4 in a row and we're tired.
I should say that I am tired, but I'm not.
I'm
probably that's going to bite me in the ass.
I'm wired, but I'm like fried. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we just party? Let's just party.
Let's party.
I went first last time. You want to take the wheel?
Yeah. Mine's very cheerful though. Is yours heavy at all?
No, mine's just like a conspiracy theory.
Okay, mine's very cheerful, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay.
Um,
Cheerful.
I'm covering a cryptid. This is from my wonderful, amazing cousin Nathan. Thank you, cousin
Thank you, cousin
Nathan.
Nathan.
My last episode was cousin Nathan too, so thank you, cousin Nathan.
He's on a roll. Cousin Nathan is your cousin Caitlin.
He is.
Yeah.
We should honestly make merch that says just thank you, cousin Caitlin, thank you, cousin Nathan.
I would buy it.
That's all that it says.
That's all it says.
That's all. This episode was brought to you by cousin.
Listen, if you guys want to be on merch, let us know. Because I know you're listening, so.
Yep. We know that you're devoted.
We know you're there.
Anyways, okay, my glasses are pissing me off. We're going blind.
Bye. Oh, good. Oh, great. Okay.
Anywhoozles. Intro to Champy.
Intro 2. Okay, let's do it.
I'm talking about a cryptid named Champ or Champy, but for the sake of this, I'm calling him Champy or her or them Champy.
Champy.
Because I just like Champy.
I just keep thinking of champagne because I call it Champy or Champers, so.
There you go. Champy is a lake monster.
Same.
Another lake monster.
Oh.
Said to live in Lake Champlain.
Here we are.
Can figure out the name there. A 125-mile long body of fresh water shared by New York, Vermont, and extending into Quebec, Canada. The legend of the monster is considered a draw for tourism.
Sure. You know
because
what? Why
of course
not?
it is.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fine.
Specifically in the Vermont and New York areas. So, like,
I bet you there's some cool t-shirts.
You might want to make a trip. I bet you want to make a trip up there. Like,
you know, I've always wanted to go to like Vermont in the fall, and upstate New York is gorgeous in the fall too. So might as well just do like a little road trip.
Like,
action.
let's just hop up there.
Little t-shirt, little sweatshirt, little mug with Champy.
I bet. I cannot wait to describe you this monster.
I'm psyched.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact: over the years, there have been over 300 reported sightings of Champy.
That's more than I would have anticipated, actually.
Yeah, and apparently this extends all the way back to the first European have sighted Champy in 1609, but the earliest source for this claim was summer of 1970.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
When the issue of a magazine of Vermont Life,
hell yeah,
the magazine quoted a man by the name of Samuel D. Chaplin as having documented the 20-foot serpent as thick as a barrel with a head of a horse.
Okay. It's a water horse.
It's
Stunning.
like a mutant seahorse.
Like, yeah, like a
when
big-ass seahorse.
Right? Interesting. Is it not?
Okay. I mean, I'm here for it. Are there, like, there's got to be, like, artistic renderings of this, right? Because I'm going to look it up while we're talking.
Yes and no. I didn't see a whole lot.
Oh, okay. All right, let me take a look. Carry on.
There's no evidence that Chaplin ever said this, although he did document large fish, apparently. And this was in his journals. And again, this is his words in his journals, not mine. There is also great abundance of fish, many varieties among others. One called by the savages of the country charafu, which varies in length, the largest being, as the people told me, 8 or 10 feet long. I saw some 5 feet long, which were as large as my thigh, the head being as big as my 2 fists, with a snout 2.5 feet long, and double the row of very sharp and dangerous teeth. Its body is in the shape of very much of that of a pike, but it is armed with scales so strong and but could not be pierced. Which I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Its color is silver and gray. I'm assuming was there to be fishing, was documenting fish, encountered Champy.
Well, I have theories, but I'll wait till the end.
Yeah. So him encountering Champy, his name being Chaplin.
Right.
He is named Chaplin.
It's annoying
he
because
is named Champy.
Theoretically, the Native American or natives saw him first.
Yes.
So, like, they should get to name Champy.
Yeah. But everything gets taken away from the natives.
That's what we do. So.
Yes. Fucking assholes.
Actually, I don't think. I mean, I think Champlin was probably French, but.
Yes, he is actually.
So you know what? There you go. The fucking French are right there with us.
In the 1878 translation of his journals, clarifies that it refers to Gar as pike, by the way.
Okay.
In 1819, report that Plattsburgh, Cape Ann serpent on Lake Chaplin.
Okay.
Citing enormous serpent monster.
Of course.
It must have been 178 feet long and approximately 200 yards away from him. How can you approximately that?
How does one... Okay. You know,
First off, how can we approximate anything?
That far off? I really don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
He claimed to have witnessed it being followed by two large sturgeon and billfish, and was able to see that it had 3 teeth, 1 eye, the color of peeled onions.
So
which
white?
I would like to know. Well, there's so many different kinds of onions.
Or yeah,
there's,
is it like a red onion?
Is it a red onion? Is it a yellow onion? Is it a white onion? I'm confused.
Okay, what kind of peeled onion? And also, why is that your point of reference? Just say the fucking color. But okay.
He also described the monster as having a belt of red around its neck and a white star on his forehead.
Okay. I mean, we love the look, sure.
Which makes me think of horses when they have that white.
Yeah, like a little something. Yeah.
In 1883, Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney claimed that he had seen a water serpent about 20 rods, the equivalent of 100 yards in length from where he was on the shore. Claimed that he was so close that he could see round white spots in its mouth, and that the creature appeared to be about 25 to 30 feet in length. Mooney's sighting led to many more alleged witnesses coming forward with their own accounts of Champ.
How do you get that close to see white spots in the mouth and then
but not get eaten?
Yeah.
The legend of Champy captured interest of P.T. Barnum. We all know who P.T. Barnum is. And in 1873 and 1887, the famous showman offered rewards to anyone who could bring him the monster. Which, how are you going to travel with it?
How are you going to, okay. Yeah. Whatever. You know, that was a different time. They were like, hey, don't worry, I have this portable water tank that I can bring this thing into you.
Which we all know P.T. Barnum was just very into as like the sideshows. As
Oddities.
Many sideshows. Yeah, oddities. Very much, you know.
Yeah.
What can we do to bring this in? Kind of a thing.
Right.
Many people have reported that they have video and photos of Champy. Have I seen those videos or photos? No.
Hearsay.
So very interesting. Very interesting, wouldn't you say?
It is.
But what I find interesting here is, do you remember when I covered the Ogopogo?
Yes.
Also in Canada.
Yeah.
Also a lake monster.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite side of Canada. And it makes me wonder, is there like this weird underground tunnel system? Could they be the same? And the Ogopogo was a serpent similar to Nessy.
Yeah. Well, I looked at pictures of this one, and this one looks like Nessy too, to be honest.
So I'm just wondering, could they be the same?
Dude, what if? That would be the fucking discovery of a century.
What if they just...
Yeah, they're
what
just
if
like
there's a tunnel system?
And we just don't know it, and it's just like hanging out under and shooting back and forth across Canada. That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be very interesting?
That would be interesting.
I'm just saying.
I
And of course, and of all of my research, nobody put those two together,
Of course.
right?
Yes, this is an
But
OG idea by you.
I see a similarity of Canada, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Hang tight, Canada. I can't say I believe in Champy, but
The horse head is throwing me.
what I do believe is that there's some freaky fucking fish out there that can get pretty freaking big. And
I'm wondering if it's a sturgeon again.
Probably a sturgeon. That's what I was thinking. And let's get scientific about it for a hot second. We throw in some like refraction with the water, different lighting, things like that. It could cause things to look much larger than they actually are.
Yeah.
And also much smaller. I mean, there's like some crazy stuff that can happen. But if we're talking about an open body of water and shadows or what have you, I think chances are they just saw a big ass sturgeon. And sturgeon can get to be pretty freaking big.
They can be horrifyingly big.
Yeah.
Champy has become a beloved.
I mean, I love this for Canada.
Mascot,
Don't get me wrong.
I would say.
Yeah. And New York and Vermont.
The Champy legend has become a revenue generating attraction. For example, the village of Port Henry in New York has created a giant model of Champy that holds Champ Day on the first Saturday of every August.
Oh my god, like the Mothman Festival, but Champy.
Yeah. Which I think is adorable.
Yes.
I kind of love when communities love cryptids like this.
They're like, let's lean into this shit. Yeah.
I actually really do love this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, instead of going, oh, it's fake, but it's bullshit, it's nonsense. You know what I mean?
Own it.
I love when communities own it and like lean into it and just like and do shit like this. Like this is like, I love that.
Yes. Yeah.
That excites me. There's a baseball team, the Vermont Lake Monsters. Champy is the mascot.
Yes. Good.
He's a famous dude.
I love
I mean,
Champy.
I'm not going to say as famous as Mothman, obviously. No. But, you know, he is beloved.
He aspires to be.
Very sweet little cryptid.
You know what I love? Champy has zero record of killing anyone. He's just hanging.
I did not find any records
of he's just chilling.
Champy killing anyone. So,
you know, yeah, which we're cool. We love a peaceful lake monster.
Again, would really love to know the approximate how they got that.
I honestly, but I just think it's, like I said, I think it's a big ass sturgeon, but I'm still here for it. I love it.
They also thought the Ogopogo was a big ass sturgeon, if you remember.
There you go. Further connections. We solved it, Canada. Kelly solved it.
Or I'm thinking, you know, there might be an underground tunnel system. I'm concerned.
You're concerned. Maybe a big ass sturgeon's going between the two.
There might be. I don't know.
I love it. That was awesome. I had never heard of Champy, and now I'm
Nessy has some babies floating around Canada.
Somehow made their way to Canada, which that's fine.
And they've got an underground tunnel system. I have no idea.
Long live.
I'm kind of leaning into this underground tunnel system.
I love it. I buy it. Sign me up. Long live Nessy, the Ogopogo, and Champy. I'm a big fan of all three of their work. So
yeah.
Wow, how cute and fun. I love that. That was happy. Thank you. I have my topic today is from cousin Caitlin. Thank you, cousin Caitlin.
I love this episode was brought to you by Cousins. Ooh, yeah. Another merch idea.
A cuz-pisode, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that. Today's episode is brought to you by Cousins. Sign us up. I'm talking about Alexandra's Genesis.
Oh. That sounds interesting.
All right. The first recorded case of this supposed disease.
Oh my god, I wish our listeners could see your face.
Once again, supposedly, was Alexandria Augustine, who was born 1329 in London. Her parents saw that she had purple eyes, and they were like, this bitch is probably possessed. And so they took her to a priest and got her exorcised. You know, like you do.
Okay.
1329, baby. Here we are. So the priest, as the tale goes, informs them, in fact, there's nothing wrong with their daughter. Somehow he knows that it's a genetic mutation. Why a priest in 1329 would know this is beyond me, but that's fine. Anyway, the priest had heard that there was a flash of light over Egypt some 1,000 years prior to that, after which people with purple eyes and very fair skin had appeared, only to disappear north until this case, Alexandria. The symptoms of this disorder are shimmering white skin that's resistant to tanning or burning, no body hair other than that which they're like born with, purple colored eyes, a slowed down aging process, yielding a long lifespan of up to 170 years, zero bodily excretions, so they don't ever shit or pee, you know, whatever. A very well-developed immune system which is resistant to every known disease, perfect vision, and, bonus, they never gain weight.
Okie dokie then.
Now, if one were to look at this tale, the shimmering light over Egypt, all this weird shit, try and tell me this doesn't sound like Aliens.
Aliens. I was already thinking aliens.
Aliens. All right.
Aliens.
Let's talk about it. Aliens. So, as you can tell by my voice and literally everything I'm saying, this is, to me, a complete and total myth. This isn't...
Cassie no believe.
Cassie no subscribe to this. Let me go into a little bit more, right? So, it's claims essentially that this is a genetic mutation, and it turns essentially people into like these perfect human beings. It's fiction. But there are several medical conditions that do cause changes in eye color. This myth first spawned, I guess, out there in the internet around 2005, though it could have spread earlier. Like I said, according to the myth, these people, you know, they have the purple eyes, pale skin, perfectly proportioned bodies, absence of body hair, high levels of fertility also, but without menstruation in women because no excretions, so riddle me that. And the immune systems, all that. So Alexandria's genesis as a whole is complete fabrication, but here are the following real conditions that can change kind of the color of the iris. One would be natural changes with age. As we know, a lot of babies are born with dark eyes, dark blue eyes, dark brown eyes. I had like navy blue eyes, and it took forever for them to change. My mom was convinced my eyes were going to be like a navy blue. Some will have like a dark gray, whatever. Over time, the color might darken. It might become green, hazel, brown, whatever. Infants with the brown eyes rarely experience changes in iris color, but the shade of brown might become more prominent. This happens because of a protein called melanin, which is also present in the hair and skin, as we know. Cells called melanocytes produce this melanin, and this is often in response to like light exposure. Melanocytes become more active during the first year of life, and that explains the change that you see in infants' eye color. Usually, this will have happened and stopped by the age of 6. Some people experience, though, changes in eye color throughout adolescence and adulthood. And some suggest that this phenomenon affects 10 to 15% of people with Caucasian heritage. Another thing, of course, would be heterochromia. You have 2 different colored irises, or an iris that has multiple colors in it, like splits and whatnot. Another form of the condition called segmental heterochromia is that in which it's color variations within the same iris. Most of the time, heterochromia occurs sporadically. It's not necessarily caused by another disorder. In rare cases, though, it can be linked to other conditions like Horner syndrome, Perry-Romberg syndrome, Sturge-Weber syndrome, and Waardenburg syndrome. There's also something called Fuchs heterochromic uveitis, or FHU. It's a rare condition characterized by long-term inflammation of the iris and other parts of the eye, and it causes a change in eye color. Usually, the iris will become a lighter color, though in some cases it can still darken. Typically, it will affect one eye, but 15% of people who have this will experience a change in both, according to the American Uveitis Society. Other symptoms include decreased vision, this perception of floaters. FHU could also increase a person's risk of developing other eye conditions like cataracts or glaucoma. Horner's syndrome, or Horner-Bernard syndrome, refers to a group of symptoms that affect like one side of the face. So it could be decreased pupil size, it could be a delayed opening of the pupil and dim light, drooping eyelid, reduced sweating on one side of the face, oddly enough. But it can affect the pupil size and the unaffected eye being different. It can give the appearance of different eye colors because of like how the pupil is. The iris of the affected eye may also be lighter in color when the syndrome develops in babies under 1 year old. It is caused by a disruption in the nerve pathway leading from the brain to an eye and one side of the face. A lot of times this is from a spinal cord injury, a stroke, or a tumor. Sometimes they don't find an underlying cause at all. It just like happens. There's also excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. There's also pigmentary glaucoma. And this causes the pigmentation in the iris to fall away into tiny granules. They build up in the eye's drainage channels, they prevent fluid from seeping out, and they increase the pressure in the eye, which leads to abnormalities in the iris. Though the color won't completely change. And then, of course, you could also have tumors. There are medicated eye drops. So in essence, there's a lot of different reasons why somebody might experience like these different colored eyes and things like that. The takeaway of this is, yeah, go ahead.
I have a birthmark in my eye.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so Alexandra's genesis is a myth about the existence of these perfect human beings who have purple eyes and these other attributes that are entirely unrealistic. But there are a lot of real conditions and some medications that can change your eye color. It also might just happen naturally over time, especially in early childhood, like I've said. These changes could be harmless. You could also go get checked by a doctor because it could be, not so harmless. But there are other reasons kind of to believe that this is a, hoax. Let's see. Where did I put that? Okay, yes. One is that the traits are too widespread to be of a single gene, also, if we're looking at this scientifically. Secondly, some traits are physiologically impossible, like the lack of waste production.
Yeah.
Also, slowed aging process, all that fun shit.
You have to.
Go ahead.
You have to poop.
People gotta shit. It's our cells give off waste. It just happens. Yeah. The fair skin, resistant to burning, is naturally impossible, other than melanin, which also darkens the skin. But most noticeably, the person after whom this disease is supposedly named, said to have lived to 150 years. But this is impossible, as, of course, the longest lifespan, I guess, ever reached is 120 some odd years or something.
Yeah.
Too long for me, by the way. Never want to live that long. Not interested.
No thanks.
The real reason, though, that this disorder, supposedly, went viral was a Daria fan fiction website.
Shut up.
No. So Cameron Miquelon claimed to be the original author of this fictional disorder in 1998 and conveyed her frustration on the huge percentage of people believing the disorder exists in a blog post that she wrote in 2011. So, this started in 1998, took off in 2005, and by 2011, this lady was like, I made this up, please stop. And so, that's it. That's Alexandria's genesis. It's BS. It doesn't exist.
I made this up. Shut up.
Everybody stop. Yeah. And that's what you have. But I thought it'd be fun to take a dive into the science behind, some reasons why your eye color could change and everything else.
Yeah.
Honestly, like we talked about, the first thing that came to mind was aliens for me. I was like, aliens. But, here we are. Behold.
No, it was fun going down that little rabbit hole of why your eye color can change. Mainly because I hate going to the eye doctor. And
Do
it's
you?
because of the birthmark in my eye.
Oh.
Because no matter what, they will fixate on it.
Mm-hmm.
They will fix it because it's just one spot on the color of my eye.
Mm-hmm.
I have brown eyes, but that
Uh-huh.
one spot is white.
Uh-huh.
My dad has the same birthmark, except his is black.
Oh.
It's very interesting.
Hmm.
All eye doctors I've been to, they fixate on it. They think it's extremely interesting, which is cool. Fine, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
But then they're also convinced that that has to be my bad eye. That I have, that it has to be the worst. No, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's just, it's very frustrating. And so, like, you going down that little deep dive there, I'm like, so there's very common knowledge here, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You would think an eye doctor knows this,
One would.
but I guess not.
And yet, yeah. But that's it was fun to research, so thank you, cousin Caitlin. We can
Thank you, cousin
we can
Caitlin.
safely say this is debunked and bogus, but it was funny and interesting to read the science behind some of this too, because I don't know that much about eye conditions and everything. Like I never studied that in any of my studies, but yeah, here we are.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I love that this episode was brought to us by cousins.
this episode was brought to us by cousins. Thank you, cousins. We love the familial support. Of course. And this is a short and sweet one, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And by the next time we record, I'll have ghost stories to tell and Iceland stories to tell.
It'll be a fun one.
It will. And until then and until next time,
Stay strange.